Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. James Ong. For those of you who do not know who I am a Malaysian based in Manila. Yes, it's a country that I choose to live in because I simply fell in love with this country. So, kababayan, kababayan. Anyway, welcome to this edition of our Aculife product seminar. And the purpose of this seminar is to give you the information so that you can make, I would say, an intelligent choice in leading to good health in relation to yourself and your family. So I want to open up your minds so that you can make your own decision rather than being influenced by what's out there. All right. So I'm going to talk about the system and how it has progressed over the last 100 years and stuff like that. And hopefully I don't offend anybody. I'm only speaking the truth. And let's get on with it. Okay, so let's start now with the first thing is, of course, we are talking about this amazing product, right? Which is based on acupuncture. Okay, so let me just get out the device and show you guys. Yeah, this small little thing. This is based on acupuncture, but it is electro acupuncture. Okay, electro acupuncture. So to fully understand what is the difference, let us hang on. Yeah, Paul, I'll have to send it to you. All right, Paul. Okay. And yeah, so let's get started. And yeah, to fully understand what electroacupuncture is all about, let's look at the history of acupuncture. Okay, so the history of acupuncture, well, as it says here in this PubMed, US government website, it's 3,000 years ago. It started approximately 3,000 years ago, and that's a long time. So it was actually um, documented in the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine. And wow, something that has been around for 3,000 years must really work, isn't it? So why then? A lot of people still haven't heard about acupuncture. All right. If you go to China, you walk into the hospital and you have two departments. One is the Eastern traditional Chinese medicine. The other one is the Western medicine, which encompasses all the drugs, medical procedure that we are all familiar with. Okay. But the traditional Chinese medicine, well, they will use three fingers and diagnose you, and then they will put needles on you and they will prescribe you with herbs. Okay. So to fully comprehend what traditional Chinese medicine, some of you who have not yet registered, we are having a workshop on Saturday where I will talk about TCM or traditional Chinese medicine and how the five elements and how acupuncture comes within the subset of traditional Chinese medicine so that you will get the full picture, all right, and understanding of how it works. Okay, moving on. So here we have this 3,000-year-old amazing I wouldn't say technology, but technique adopted by the Chinese people. And in the about 70, 80, 90 years ago, they introduced electroacupuncture, okay, in China, in Germany, in Japan. And what's the difference? Well, they put needles, and then at the end of the needles, they connect the current. All right. So what they have found is that the acupuncture technique is more effective that way. So to fully understand, let me explain what is acupuncture and why it is there in the first place. Okay. So Chinese believe that we have meridians. Meridians are energy pathways. And these, well, first of all, they believe that we are made of energy. Okay. And because we are made of energy, there are energy pathways. And these energy pathways run through different organs. All right. Now, if you have a blockage and you don't treat it, it becomes chronic, it becomes a disease. All right. So, what causes the blockage? That's a very interesting thing. All right. Um, Unlike, the Western science, they look at different things, but the Chinese look at different causes, and a big emphasis is on your emotions, right? Which the Western science is now beginning to realize, because they say, well, stress produces what? Cortisol and blah, 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 right? So, but they don't go into in-depth knowledge of what emotional stress can actually cause, unlike traditional Chinese medicine. Because with traditional Chinese medicine, wow, I mean, if it is anger, it will harm your liver. You know what I mean? And they tell you your digestive system, your spleen, your stomach, and they tell you the yin and yang. And let's say you have the liver, you have the gallbladder. They're like twins, like yin and yang. But uh, not for today's session, but in the workshop, I'll talk a little bit more about all these things so that you can fully comprehend and appreciate the science behind it, okay? The Chinese science behind it, the logic behind it. And it really makes sense. It really makes sense, okay? So the traditional Chinese medicine, of which the acupuncture is a branch of, believes that if your kidney starts to fail, right, it's because you have this emotion that you live in fear. And if you have been living in fear for a long time, it's going to affect your kidneys. Okay. So yeah, I can go on for hours about all these things. So it's really, really different from the Western science. And in terms of what we have, well, it is truly, truly amazing, because this device, all right, is portable, battery operated. You can have AAA batteries, or you can connect to the power bank, or you can simply connect to the socket in your house. All right. And then you connect this to that device. And what you do is you just map it, and you will feel either no sensation or vibration, or in the Philippines, they say, aray, ouch. Okay, so that is how you will feel, right, Paul? I can see you smiling away. So this is the sensation. These are the sensations. So let me explain how it works. Okay, this is a medical device. Yeah, you hear me correctly. This is a medical device registered US FDA, Taiwan FDA, Japan, blah, blah, blah. I'll show you all the certification later on. So you start mapping it. You know why? Because all your vital organs are here, right? Just front and back, and it covers almost everything. Well, not everything, but mostly everything. And of course, there are many other points in your entire body. Some of you may have gone through reflexology, on your feet, right? And then what? You feel some pain initially when they apply a certain amount of pressure. But then after massaging for a short while, the pain kind of dissipate or disappears, right? Why? Because whatever blockage that caused the pain is no longer there. That blockage has been removed. Okay. So pretty much the same, this thing, if you touch on it and you feel nothing on that particular point related to, let's say, diabetic or pancreas or liver or heart or whatever, right? So if you touch it, you don't have to pierce through it. It's roundish, by the way, roundish. Okay. So you just have to touch it, and you can go from level 1 to level 15. Of course, level 15 is the higher intensity. And then you start very low, all right? Because if you put too high, it may be too strong for you. So you start low, 1 or 2, all right? And then you touch. And then if you start, let's say, on your diabetic point, but you are not a diabetic, and you won't feel anything, okay? Because the current goes through, it passes through your meridian, there's no bounce back, all right? But if there is a mild blockage, or yeah, whatever, 20, 30, 40, 50% blockage, right? Then it will bounce back and you will feel vibration. But if it is more in terms of blockage, more of the current will bounce back. You will feel a sharper sensation. Are you with me? So this is very accurate. It cannot lie. It simply is not designed to lie, all right? So you can try a random people with random problems. I mean, with their own problems that they know. No two-person are the same, right? Everyone have different problems, and they know. And for example, if that person knows that he has a prostate problem, and you touch on the prostate point, and he goes kind of jumpy, or he has hemorrhoids, and so you will be able to confirm the problem that that person has without a doubt. And then you may also touch on other points, and that person may not know, but it can give warning of other problems. Okay, so I always believe that prevention is better than cure. So yes, this device can diagnose, it can treat you as well. It can do both. Isn't it amazing? Too good to be true? Yeah, it is true. All right. So I have to prove it to you. Okay. My background, I used to be an attorney. I'm a lawyer, graduated from Monash, Australia. And everything that I say, just like in court before, I have to produce evidence. So today, whatever I say, I have to produce evidence to you. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Now, this is a very short clip. For those of you who have never seen or heard about how effective acupuncture is, just watch this video where they use acupuncture as general anesthesia for an open heart surgery. Okay, enjoy this video.
China, a young woman is having open heart surgery. But it's unlike anything you'll see in the West. She's still conscious. Because instead of a general anaesthetic, this 21st century surgical team are using a 2,000-year-old method of controlling pain. Acupuncture. In the city's most advanced hospital, 21-year-old factory worker Chun Gunlian has a hole in the heart and her health is deteriorating. She's about to have open heart surgery. Even with the best medical equipment, it's a risky operation. Her chest will be cut open and her heart stopped. But Gunlian will go through all of this without a general anaesthetic. Instead, she's chosen acupuncture. Although sedated by drugs and her chest numbed, she'll be conscious throughout the whole procedure. The doctors stimulate the needles using an electrical current. As the surgeon begins, the success of the operation depends not just on his skill, but on the power of acupuncture.
Acupuncture is an effective painkiller. It's also less damaging to the body than a general anaesthetic.
It seems incredible, but Gunlian's doctors have done more than 300 similar operations. Gunlian's operation is entering the most dramatic phase. They check she's okay as they prepare to stop her heart to repair the hole. It seems amazing to me that acupuncture is even considered for such a life-threatening operation. But after 2 hours of intricate surgery, everything appears to have gone well. Remarkably, just 2 days after the operation, Gunlian is sitting up in bed, telling her sister the story. Her memories are still vivid.
I remember the doctor stuck a needle into my hand and felt my pulse. Then he put another needle in here and here near my vein. Then my whole body started to tremble. When the scalpel started to cut the bone, I could hear it all. But I didn't feel any pain, not a thing.
The speed of Gunlian's recovery is impressive. Just a week after the operation, she's ready to check out. And there's one other benefit to the acupuncture. The bill is a third of the cost of an operation with general anaesthetic. Of us now believe that this simple needle has extraordinary powers.
Wow, wow, wow. Isn't this amazing, right? I've watched it several times and yeah, it never seemed to amaze me. It's really amazing. Okay. Yes, Sheldon will answer you later on, okay? And let's move on.
I know.
Okay. So I'll give you reasons why, right, scientifically, this electroacupuncture and acupuncture work. Okay, scientific reasons. The first one is stem cells. Here, well, if you want to talk about stem cells, you cannot find anywhere better than the stem cells journals, right? And this is what it has to say. Electroacupuncture promotes central nervous system dependent release of mesenchymal stem cells. Wow, this is huge because guys, we know stem cells, what it can do for us because stem cells are undifferentiated cells. They have no specific function, but when you stimulate it and it goes to your heart or it goes to your liver, it becomes differentiated. It becomes your heart cells, your liver cells, and whatever organ that it goes to. So this is why stem cells are so popular, and stem cells therapy is very expensive in hospitals, isn't it? And well, here it says that electroacupuncture can promote, right, mesenchymal stem cells from your body. Isn't it amazing? So that is why it can replace and repair all the damaged cells in your body. So that's number one. Now, moving on, number two, nature. Nature, according to Wikipedia and all those websites, it tells you that nature is high up there, maybe even number one as a medical journal. And this is what he has to say. Electroacupuncture activates neurons to switch off inflammation. Switch off. Wow, big words, right? Switch off inflammation. Most diseases, more than 90% of diseases, are caused by chronic inflammation. That means you get some kind of inflammation and you don't heal it. It becomes like chronic. It becomes a disease. Okay? So here it can switch off. So the immediate effect is whatever pain is caused by inflammation, right? So whatever, mostly inflammation, and whatever pain that you are having, and if it switches off the inflammation in your body, you don't feel the pain. So you can have arthritic pain or sciatica pain and whatever, it will just disappear. Now, isn't that amazing? Okay, so this is the first step to your recovery, by switching off inflammation. Moving on. Now, acupuncture enhances generation of nitric oxide. Wow. I think most people already know how good is nitric oxide, isn't it? So with nitric oxide, you will improve your circulatory system. And when you improve your circulatory system, guess what? Your cells will get the nutrients that it deserves, isn't it? So your cells will be healthier And that's why this nitric oxide thing is really amazing. And you can get it through acupuncture. Okay. Point number 4, again from PubMed, acupuncture and its ability to restore and maintain immune homeostasis. Guys, acupuncture is about achieving homeostasis, the yin and the yang, the balance, the harmonious relationship. Okay. Our body has its immune system, right? And the immune system, what is it supposed to do? When you have outside elements coming into your body and your body doesn't like it, whether it's a parasite, a virus, or bacteria, whatever, right? It will be like Star Wars, right? It shoot it down, okay? Now, if your immune system is overreactive, then you have autoimmune diseases, okay? Like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and your body attacks itself. So you got to bring it down, okay? If your body's immune system is too low, you may have cancer. So you got to raise it up. So this article is suggesting that acupuncture has its ability to restore and maintain immune homeostasis. Okay, and this is all about it. Now, this is really good news, okay? Because a lot of people after the pandemic or even during the pandemic have this autoimmune system problem. And I'll go into detail why and how these people got that problem, okay? Now, moving on. So this is a medical device, and these are some of the treatment that you can expect for all these different problems. Some, not all, okay? There are more. Because something that exists for 3,000 years old, believe you me, there's a lot that you can do. All right. It comes in this box, and inside this box, there are manuals, wires, and stuff like that. Yeah, very simple to assemble and use. Okay. Now, like most medical devices, we have an exclusion clause, and our exclusion clause covers these classes of people. First is people with pacemaker. They are not supposed to use. People who are pregnant, they are not supposed to use because we don't want difficult pregnancy to be, thrown at us by claiming that it's our device that caused it. Children under 3 years of age do not use it because children, when they're young infants and, they don't have, their organs are not well formed yet. So anything can happen. Patient with malignant tumors. Now, this one is interesting. Patient with malignant tumors. Well, when this device was registered with the FDA, it wasn't registered as a cancer curing device. Because if you want to register a medical device as a cancer curing device, chances are it will not get registered. Are you with me? That's how the system works. Okay. So the system promotes chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and the likes. Okay. More pharmaceutical based protocols. And when you say that this kind of device can cure cancer, no way, because it's just something that they will not approve. Okay, so I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, we have people with cancer and they're using it. Okay, I don't represent the company. I am an independent distributor, and I'm just presenting the facts to you so that you can make your own conclusion. Okay, so moving on. Patient with hemorrhagic tendencies, patient with tuberculosis, and chronic alcoholic. All right, so this is a chart as I have shared with you a while ago, but this is a soft copy and you can see more clearly. And there are so many points, okay? You have the heart point, gallbladder point, almost everything is there, front and back, okay? So you just go through the probe, right? Map it, and then get a pen, mark it. All the points that you have a sensation or vibration, you mark them, okay? And then you can switch to treatment mode. So you can treat different points because, like, for example, you may mark 10 points. 5 minutes per point is already 50 minutes. So those points that you feel a strong sensation, you may want to spend 10 to 15 minutes. Those points that are just vibration, maybe just 5. In total, not more than 1 hour per session. And then after 1 hour, you stop. Okay, so it's as simple as that. And then after you do it, like all traditional Chinese practices, you don't shower for 1 hour. All right, so that is the limitation that you have to follow, and you can do it again. So I'm telling people, do it in the morning after your shower and breakfast, and you just do it. And then in the evening, you come back from work, you do the same. Before you go to bed, you do it as well. So you get 2 sessions. You can do one, it's up to you, or two. All right, because some people with chronic diseases, they want a faster effect, so they want to do it, but don't overdo it. All right, guys. And then always start low. Don't be a hero and start high. Okay, start low. Why? Because some of you may have healing crisis. You start doing it, and then you start unblocking the blockages, and some of the toxins get released in your body, and then these toxins will create symptoms that you may be overwhelmed. Are you with me? So it's better to start slow. Okay, now moving on. Let's see. So the fifth thing that I want to talk to you about is these clips here, this pair of clips. All right, and these clips, you clip it where? To your earlobes. Okay, and then you clip it, you turn it on, and it vibrates. Now, this is called TAVNS for short, or transcutaneous auricular vagus nerve stimulation. Transcutaneous, anything to do with the skin; auricular, anything to do with the ears; vagus nerve stimulation. Well, why do we need to stimulate our vagus nerve, you may ask? So this is our vagus nerve, right? You can see the vagus nerve, although it's called in the singular without an S, it should be in the plural because it contains 80,000 nerves. 80,000 nerves. My. So what does the vagus nerve do? According to WebMD, another credible website, and this is what it has to say: the vagus nerve is an integral part of your autonomic nervous system. This part of your nervous system controls the things your body does without your conscious input, such as breathing, digesting food, and sweating. All right? So you don't need your conscious effort to tell your heart how to beat. Your heart will know how to beat. You will know how to digest the food. You cannot control it as well. When you eat, you will digest. Are you with me? So this is the vagus nerve, your autonomic nervous system, and 80,000. Now, the problem with our medical equipment in hospitals is this: they are focused on the hardware. What do I mean by hardware? Hardware like the heart, the kidneys, the liver, the spleen, so many, right? Now, they are having all kinds of medical equipment, from CT scan to MRI to ultrasound to whatever, to check on this hardware. But they don't have anything to check on the software. And what is the software? The vagus nerve. Because without the wiring, without these nerves, without the communication, without the software, your heart, your digestive system, your kidneys, they will not know how to function. Okay? So give you an example. Now, if your vagus nerve is damaged, then the signal is sent to the brain, and the brain comes back to the heart, right? And the heart doesn't know how to beat properly. So you may have rapid heartbeat. Is that common nowadays? Yeah. Why? Let me move on. Let me tell you why, okay? Something happened during the pandemic. Okay, so before we go into that, right? The vagus nerve, it regulates what? Your heart rate, taste, speech, skin sensations, muscle sensations, immune response. Can you imagine even that? Respiratory rate, blood pressure, right? Mucus production, saliva production, digestion, frequency of urination, and mood. Okay. As I said before, if there's a problem with your vagus nerve, the doctors will not diagnose it as a vagus nerve problem. Why? Because they simply do not have the mechanism to diagnose. They don't have the medical devices to diagnose the vagus nerve. Okay, but let me show you what are the symptoms. So the symptoms are acid reflux, abdominal pain, bloating, lack of a gag reflex, difficulty swallowing, dizziness, fainting, hoarse voice, wheezing, unexplained weight loss, loss of appetite, feeling full after eating very little food, nausea, vomiting, chronic mood issues or disorders. And even on the right-hand side, as I've highlighted, scientists are now believing that it may even cause Alzheimer. So guys, when you have irregular heartbeat and you have all kinds of problems, they check on your heart and they find nothing wrong with your heart. I have a friend, a member, whose husband has, I think, 5 or 6 out of the list that I have mentioned there. Okay. So she went with the husband to the hospital many, many times, and they checked the heart and they couldn't find anything wrong with the heart. Okay. But of course, for the sufferer, right, it's pretty bad, right? The discomfort because the irregular heartbeat. And it also causes like you to be frightened, very jumpy kind of thing, you know. And you know what? The doctor suggests that there is something wrong with he's hallucinating or his you know. So I'm sorry if there are any doctors here. Okay, I'm not saying all doctors are like that, but um, that particular doctor suggested to him that he is like that because that doctor couldn't find out what is wrong with the heart, and just because they don't have the tools to diagnose, they say you're crazy. I mean, that's not fair, right? But that's how it is. So when the wife looked at the list here, wow, 5 or 6 of the symptoms were there. So of course, she bought the device for the husband to use on the vagus nerve. Okay. Now, the other thing that the TAVNS, vagus nerve stimulator, is going to do favorably to you is to improve our memory. So here, sciencedirect.com, and it clearly highlights this study, right? And it says, if you read second line, the active TAVNS group exhibited better passage recall than the scam TAVNS. So they have two groups. One scam, that means not actually using the stimulator, right? Vagus nerve stimulator, and the other group, which is using the vagus nerve stimulator. So the one which is properly using the TAVNS actually has a better memory recall. Okay. So baseline memory was significantly correlated with the memory recall performance. Amazing. Another one, PubMed. TAVNS improves human working memory performance under sleep deprivation stress. All right. So the thing that came to my mind when I saw these articles was, what about people with dementia? The mother who cannot recognize the son or daughter, even their names. Why? They cannot recall their memory. So do you think this may help them? I would say go give it a try, right? Now, the problem with the nervous system or the software is if you have, let's say, a radio, and that radio is only for AM, you cannot receive FM. Are you with me? So your cells, the nervous system, they are not communicating properly. Even for people with Parkinson's disease, the hand will tremor because there's no communication, right? Now, what about stroke patient? People with stroke. Of course, when you have a stroke, certain nerves are destroyed, isn't it? And there's no communication as well. That's why your hand, your leg may be perfectly healthy, your hands, your legs, all right? But it's usually when you get it here, then it affects the other side, isn't it? So your hand may be perfect, the muscles and everything is good, but you cannot use it. Why? Because there is no communication. Are you with me? It's very important. I mean, this vagus nerve, this nervous system, wow, they are very, very important. Okay. Now, let me highlight what happened during the pandemic, and you'll be shocked. Vagus nerve inflammation contributes to dysautonomia in COVID-19. So COVID-19 has actually damaged our vagus nerve because it contributes to a condition called dysautonomia. So let's see what dysautonomia is. Dysautonomia is a nervous system disorder that disrupts autonomic body processes. Isn't that our vagus nerve function? These are automatic functions like your blood pressure and heart rate. Having dysautonomia means these functions don't work properly, causing disruptive symptoms. Okay, so moving on. This is another study, and I want you to take note of this cytokine storm. A hallmark of fatal SARS-CoV-2 infection, COVID-19, is cytokine storm. Okay, so an increase of inflammatory protein within the body that can lead to respiratory distress and organ failure. Moving on. Now, here, right, Cleveland Clinic, it says this. What diseases or conditions involve cytokines? So remember, I said cytokine storm. So now let's look at cytokines. What are they? Cytokines are so essential. So per se, it's good, right? Now, too much is not good. So it's so essential to your immune system that they play a role in most conditions and diseases that may affect you. Typically, cytokines help keep you infection-free. If your immune system releases too many cytokines in response to an infection or treatments like immunotherapy, you may develop cytokine release syndrome, also called a cytokine storm. So if it releases too much because of the damage, it can be harmful to you, all right? Cytokine storm. So what does cytokine storm do? Well, look at the list below. Autoimmune diseases, metabolic disorders, cancer, wow, sepsis. Now, isn't that dangerous, right? So here is another study, ScienceDirect.com, that shows the correlationship between the COVID-19 and our vagus nerve. And even Forbes.com concluded new insights into long COVID point to damage to the vagus nerve. So how many of us have been infected with COVID-19? Here it says about half, maybe more than half. Am I right? Okay. I had COVID once. All right. I had COVID once, but um, the problem is I also had 2 AZ. You know what's AZ? AstraZeneca. And then recently I read in their court case, right? They admitted that AstraZeneca has side effects. Of course, during the time of the pandemic, they don't tell us, right? And now it's beginning to surface. Now, do you think that this AZ or any other vaccine has caused damage to our vagus nerve? Or maybe I should rephrase it. All right, maybe this is a leading question, all right? Those of you who understands how the legal thing work, right? Uh, how many of you during the pandemic or after the pandemic, yourself or your loved ones, suddenly have irregular or rapid heartbeat? Is that a common problem? Yeah, it is, right? Now, how many of us, right, after or during the pandemic, suddenly out of the blues, have a stroke? You know people like that, right? How many of us during the pandemic, after the pandemic, has hypertension? Hello? I know you're all muted, all right? But you know the answer. So do I. Okay. So remember, the vagus nerve regulates your heartbeat. It also regulates your blood pressure. Am I right? So many things. So many things. So what are we going to do about it? What I am going to do every day, I make sure I do 1 hour. 1 hour of vagus nerve stimulation to reverse back the damage, either caused by the COVID that I had, infection, or, right? So I think we should all do the same. You should do the same too. Okay. So this is really amazing because this is to do with the software, and it is a very, very important 80,000 odd nerves, okay, that really can make life miserable for a lot of people. And unfortunately, some of them don't even know that they have a vagus nerve problem. Okay, moving on. Now, this is the company from Taiwan, all right? From Taiwan, not China, from Taiwan, and established since 1999. Okay, established since 1999. And the device comes with a 2-year warranty. Okay, and let me show you. This is the owner, the boss, the chairman, and Terry Chiang, 63 years old. And I've never seen a company or product with so many registration as medical device in so many countries. First of all, Taiwan, medical device, China, medical device, USA, okay, Korea, Japan, SGS in UK for ISO 13485. ISO has different categories. 13485 is for medical devices. So it shows that it is safe. Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Russia, Australia, Germany, and even WHO knows of this product. Okay. Now, in terms of testimonies, wow, we have quite a few. And before I proceed any further, I would like to copy and paste this link, which is a link tree. So I would strongly suggest that you copy, paste it somewhere. And later on, you can go view it. Okay. And there will be a lot of videos for testimonies. All right. So that you can see at your own pleasure, right? Without yeah, spending too much time with you over here. Okay, guys, so just copy and paste it. And let me just move on. Testimonies, well, you can see kidney dialysis, hemorrhoid, hypertension, accurate diagnosis. And okay, moving on. My friend here in Vietnam, lungs disease. He had this lungs disease. They tested everything and couldn't find anything. He went to the hospitals many times. He lost a lot of weight. And just using this device, wow, he's back to normal. Pretty amazing. Sciatica, hypertension, hernia, prostate, insomnia. This friend couldn't sleep, right? He's a golfer, a friend of mine, and just within 30 minutes. So yesterday you used it for more than half an hour?
Yeah, 30 minutes maybe.
On the ear clips, right?
Yeah.
On the ear clips.
And then I slept 7 hours, 45 minutes.
Wow, you had a good sleep last night, huh? So yesterday, amazing. And this is a medical doctor, right? Okay. This lady has a heart problem and amazing. After just 2 months, everything clear. All the cardio report as well as the blood work, everything negative. Okay. Constipation, just 15 minutes and 15 minutes, half an hour. She went home, poo-poo, smelly. All right. This lady, she works in manicure, pedicure, salon, and a lot of chemicals, right? Fumes and blurry eyes. She did it, and yeah, the vision became clear. And this is an amazing one, uterine cancer. So for 5 months, she's one of the pioneer in the Philippines who used the device. And the size of the tumor supposed to go for chemo, and decided to use this instead. After 5 months, went for ultrasound and back to normal. The size of the tumor back to normal. It's amazing. All right. So yeah, no chemo. And this one is from US, and he's been working computer for about 40 years. and he's also a type 2 diabetic, and now his sugar level is normal. Pretty amazing. Okay, just 2 months or less than 2 months. So we have meetings and everywhere, and during the meetings we testing, right, on all the attendees. So we have 5 or 6 tables. Simply amazing. Let's move forward. All right. Before I touch on this device, another one, another medical device, I just want to highlight this. On August 14 to August 18, a team of doctors will be coming to the Philippines, and they have been invited by the Philippines government. All right. And this is the name of the hospital, Hualien Suchi Medical Center. So a lot of people know about Suchi Medical Center because they do a lot of charity work. And in terms of listing, all right, in terms of who they are and where they stand, I've got this. I have to find out. Okay. All right, the world's yeah, this one here. All right, world's best hospitals 2024. Right, they're listed as number 15 in Taiwan. Not bad. Can you see? Number 15, Hualien Suchi General Hospital. Okay. And the founder, Mr. Terry Chiang, his son, and some of the staff will be coming here as well. So those of you who are in the Philippines, the leaders, yeah, I will arrange, once I get to know more about the schedule, I will arrange a meetup for all of us to meet up with them. Okay. So I think this will be really amazing and interesting experience for people in the Philippines. Lucky you, right? Lucky you, because we have people from all over the world. But lucky you, all right? All the people in the Philippines. Okay, so moving on. Now, let's spend another 10 minutes with me for this another amazing device. And this one here is called the D178. Okay, and these are the exclusion clauses. All right, people, the pacemaker. Oh, just a moment. I have to mute all of you. Okay. All right. Yeah. So welcome, latecomers. Well, this is recorded, so you can watch the first part. All right. Welcome. And this D178 is wow, truly amazing. But before I go on, these are the exclusion people who are in this category should not be using it. People who use pacemakers or electronic heart lung devices, people with foreign metal objects in the body, people with malignant tumors. Like I said before, for the previous device, it wasn't registered as a cancer curing device, and therefore we have to say this, people with malignant tumors. But I don't represent the company. I'm an independent distributor and a speaker, and I will tell you the facts why this is so good for malignant tumors. People who have not fully recovered from surgery, pregnant women, children under 3 years old. Okay, so it comes in a big box, all right? And once you assemble it, very easy to assemble, this is how it looks like. So 2 people can experience at the same time. 2 people. So one, you will put your feet on it, the blue thing. The other one, you will sit on the mat, okay? And of course, so that to prevent grounding, you have all the insulator on the chair and also on your feet. And what does it do? What does this machine do? First of all, it is a medical device in Taiwan, only in Taiwan, all right? It's been there for more than 10 years. Right now, as we speak, it's distributed in wellness centers in Taiwan, more than 100 wellness centers in Taiwan. And they've used it for 10 years plus, not even a single complaint. Amazing, all right? Now, what it does is it will balance your blood pH. Okay, some of you may ask, why do you have to balance my blood pH? Okay, the blood pH should be 7.35 to 7.45. Okay, but unfortunately, because of our diet, our emotions, we don't have that. Okay, and the sad truth is if the pH goes lower into acidic, tumor starts to be formed. And if it gets even worse, it becomes malignant. Okay, now pH can also be measured in millivolts. So I'm going to pull off another website to show you the conversion in millivolts. So here on this website, they have a chart that shows you that if it is 0 pH, it's plus 400 millivolts. Okay, so millivolt is what? Current, right? Electricity, voltage, millivoltage, right? And then 7 pH is 0. 14 pH is negative 400. So take note of the positive and the negative. 0 is positive 400 millivolt. 14 pH, which is alkaline, is negative 400 millivolt. What do they mean? Well, positive means you grab electron, all right, from your surrounding liquid. Negative means you donate electron. So which is better? Donate is better, right? Because we learn, I'm sure some of you have as well, that when you donate electron, you neutralize the free radicals. Am I right? Because the free radicals, they spread because they're always stealing electron, right? So you donate electron. That's why it's good. Okay. Now, I will convert for you 7.35 to 7.45. If you look at the chart, it's actually at 8 pH is negative 57.14. So if you do the maths, it should be negative 20 to negative 25 for 7.35 to 7.45. So our body, right, our blood pH should be negative 20 to negative 25 millivolts. Unfortunately, it's going down, right? And as it goes down into the acidic environment, it cannot absorb a lot of oxygen. Okay, now I'm going to show you one more thing, and this is going to perhaps maybe shock you. Okay, because there is a Nobel Prize winner. Okay, there's a Nobel Prize winner, and let me just, okay, got it. So this Nobel Prize winner, hang on, let me share this, is Dr. Otto Heinrich Warburg. He won the Nobel Prize in 1931. Okay, and why did he win? He won because he came up with this. Cancerous tissues are acidic, whereas healthy tissues are alkaline. Wow, that's a very big statement, isn't it? So if you look at the third last paragraph, all normal cells have an absolute requirement for oxygen, but cancer cells can live without oxygen. A rule without exception. So according to Dr. Otto Heinrich Warburg, cancer cells are what they call anaerobic cells, ANAE, anaerobic, okay? Anaerobic cells means they can survive without oxygen. So if you want to kill the cancer, you just give it more oxygen, okay? Now, they don't want you to know that if they are selling chemotherapy, isn't it? They don't want you to know that if they are selling radiotherapy treatment, isn't it? Right? And that's why they have a lot of doctors who hammered Otto Warburg's work. The Warburg effect doesn't work, right? Let me give you another example. If someone can split water, water is what? H2O. If someone can split water into hydrogen and oxygen, all right? As you know, hydrogen bomb, right? Hydrogen is, so it creates a lot of energy, isn't it? Now, if someone can split water and use that hydrogen, right, for, I don't know, airplane, car, and whatever, factory, right? What do you think will happen to that person? They'll probably kill him, right? That's the problem. There are so many companies out there. They came out with cancer curing devices, and then the big companies will buy over them and destroy that company. Have you heard of that? Many. So here, guys, yes, the product wasn't registered as a cancer curing device, but guess what? When you step on it or sit on it, two persons, right? Your blood pH will become balanced to 7.35 to 7.45. And when that happens, your cells can function normally. It can get oxygen to your body, right? And when you get a lot of oxygen, guess what will happen to the cancer? There you go. You have the answer already, right? So this is really amazing. Okay, to me, this is really amazing. Now, how do you know that it works? Okay, how do you know that it works? Because when you step on it or you sit on it, you don't feel anything. You don't feel the heat. You don't feel anything. You don't even know if it's on or not, right? So if we have negative ion, because this whole thing is to create negative ion in your body, right? So your body is negatively charged. So the tissue paper in the demo is positively charged. When you put your hand like that, the tissue paper will stand up. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how the device works, and just watch this short video, right? Hi, enjoying, huh?
I'm enjoying the machine.
Yeah.
Take this opportunity.
Do you feel anything at all?
No.
Totally nothing, huh?
Yeah, no.
But look at the, wow, standing, yeah? See? Oh, amazing.
Tissue standing.
Tissue standing.
That's a positive.
See? Negative and positive. Okay. Now, you don't feel any heat at all. On your feet, do you feel any heat?
No heat.
No heat, nothing, huh? How about you, Kai?
No more.
No more, nothing.
We're just sitting in the chair. Nothing happened.
So if I didn't give you this tissue paper, then you will think that this machine is not switched on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing technology?
Very amazing.
Very
Yeah.
amazing. Nothing.
So, Kai, you had the experience, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
I feel energized.
Before you...
Before I had a headache on my head, and then I feel dizzy. And now after using the Aculife B178, first is I feel sleepy, second is energizing. Yeah, now it's gone. My headache's gone.
Really? 10 minutes only,
10
yeah?
minutes only.
Grabe.
Thank you, Aculife.
Thank you.
You just had 10 minutes. Okay. Amazing. So these are some of the pictures of the wellness centers in Taiwan. Okay. And in Malaysia, well, there was a Malaysian Muslim doctor, and she's really good. She gets all these testimonies and put them in newspapers. Okay. And she collected a lot of them. And look at this, breast cancer gone. And yeah, cancer is almost cured, blah, blah, blah. So many, right? So amazing testimonies. And recently I just came up with the translation from Google Translate. And I have more actually. Let me see. I hope I can find it. Okay. Yeah, I did actually somewhere. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's not here. Anyway, it's in the group chats, and yeah, it's also in our Facebook group. So do join our Facebook group and you can download all this PDF. Right. So there you go, guys. This Aculife D178. The function is to balance your blood pH to become 7.35 to 7.45 so that it can get the oxygen, and your body, which is energy. We are made of energy. Our cells are, what is cell? CELL. Cells are battery, right? Our battery in our body will be fully charged and it can work optimally. So it's not just for cancer, it's for people with serious ailments, diseases. This Aculife D178 will help tremendously. And this little thing here also helps in terms of the vagus nerve and in terms of unblocking all the blockages in our body. Okay, so thank you so much for listening today. And yeah, this is now, I pass it to you. Question time. All right, so you guys can ask questions related to this this topic. Okay, you can unmute yourself.